The moment I stepped out of my car in Mylapore, I felt a special kind of energy in the air. The streets were busy, filled with the sounds of temple bells and the sweet smell of jasmine flowers. It was like the whole neighborhood was alive with devotion. I was here to visit the famous Kapalishwarar temple, a place I had heard so much about. Even from a distance I could see the top of its grand tower, reaching for the sky like a colorful mountain. It felt like I was about to enter a completely different world, one that was ancient and full of stories. As I walked closer, the temple's entrance tower, or Gopuram, stood before me in all its glory. It was so tall and covered with countless painted statues of gods, goddesses, and mythical creatures. Each statue seemed to tell its own tale, a small piece of a much larger story. The colors were so bright: blues, greens, yellows, and pinks, all shining under the warm Chennai sun. It was not just a building, it was a masterpiece of art and faith. I stood there for a long time just looking up, completely amazed by the incredible details and the hard work that must have gone into creating such a beautiful structure. Walking through the main gate felt like stepping back in time. The noise from the busy street outside faded away, replaced by a gentle peace. Inside, the temple was a large open space with stone pillars and wide courtyards. The ground, made of cool stone, felt nice under my bare feet. I saw families walking together, priests chanting prayers, and children running around with happy faces. There was a sense of community here, a feeling that everyone belonged. It was more than just a place of worship, it was the heart of Mylapore, beating with life and tradition. My first few moments inside the Kapalishwarar temple were truly humbling. I realized that this place was not just built with bricks and mortar but with the deep faith of millions of people over many, many years. Every corner seemed to hold a secret, every pillar seemed to whisper a prayer. The air was thick with the scent of incense, camphor, and fresh flowers offered to the deities. I felt a sense of calm wash over me. It was a powerful reminder of how faith can create something so beautiful and lasting, a place that brings comfort and joy to everyone who visits. The Kapalishwarar temple is a wonderful example of Dravidian architecture, a style known for its grand towers and intricate carvings. The main temple is dedicated to Lord Shiva, who is worshipped here as Kapalishwarar. There is also a separate shrine for his wife, goddess Parvati, known here as Karpagambal, which means the goddess of the wish-yielding tree. The story behind the temple is very interesting. It is said that goddess Parvati once worshipped Lord Shiva here in the form of a peacock, which is why the area is called Mylapore. Myl means peacock in the Tamil language. This beautiful story is what gives the temple its unique name and character. The history of the temple is very old. The original temple was built by the Pallava kings in the 7th century near the sea. However, it is believed that the old temple was destroyed, and the current temple was rebuilt in the 16th century by the Vijayanagara kings. This long history makes the temple a very important landmark in Chennai. It has seen centuries of change, yet it remains a strong symbol of the city's culture and heritage. When you walk through its corridors, you can feel the presence of all the generations who have come here to pray and find peace. It is a living museum of history. As I explored the temple, I noticed the many smaller shrines dedicated to other gods and goddesses. There is a shrine for Lord Ganesha, the elephant-headed god, and another for Lord Murugan, the god of war. Each shrine has its own unique design and importance. The pillars in the temple are not just for support, they are works of art. They are carved with detailed sculptures of deities, dancers, and scenes from ancient stories. I spent a long time looking at these carvings, admiring the skill of the craftsmen who made them so many years ago. It is like reading a storybook made of stone. One must not miss the sacred tank, or Tepakulam, located just outside the main temple complex. This huge, square water tank is a beautiful sight, especially in the evening when the lights from the temple reflect on its calm surface. A small decorative structure stands in the middle of the tank. During the annual float festival, the deities are taken on a decorated raft around this tank, creating a magical scene that attracts thousands of people. The tank is not just a source of water, it is a central part of the temple's rituals, and a peaceful place for visitors to sit and reflect. A visit to the Kapalishwarar temple is an experience for all the senses. The air is filled with the sound of ringing bells, the chanting of mantras by priests, and the beautiful music of the Nadaswaram, a traditional wind instrument. These sounds create a divine atmosphere that makes you feel connected to something greater than yourself. I watched as priests performed pujas or rituals with great care and devotion. They offered flowers, coconuts, and lighted lamps to the deities, while devotees stood with their hands folded in prayer. It was a very moving sight to see such deep faith in action. The temple is a hub of activity throughout the day. In the morning you can see people starting their day with a visit to seek blessings. In the evening the temple comes alive with even more energy. Families come to pray, and the courtyards are filled with people sitting and talking quietly. I saw many people performing pradakshina, which is the act of walking around the main shrine in a clockwise direction. This is done as a sign of respect and is believed to bring blessings. The constant flow of people, from young children to elderly grandparents, shows how important this temple is in their daily lives. The temple is especially vibrant during festivals. The most important festival is the Arubati Muvar festival, which is part of the 10-day Panguni Peruvija, celebrated in March and April. During this festival the idols of the 63 Nayanmars, who were saints devoted to Lord Shiva, are taken out in a grand procession through the streets of Mylapore. The entire neighborhood becomes a sea of people, all celebrating together. It is a spectacular display of color, music, and devotion. Witnessing such a festival is a truly unforgettable experience that showcases the rich cultural traditions of the region. Even if you are not religious, you can still enjoy the lively atmosphere and the beauty of the temple. You can sit in the courtyard and watch the daily rituals or simply admire the architecture. There are small shops inside the temple complex selling items for prayer, like flowers, incense sticks, and small idols. Watching people go about their devotional activities gives you a wonderful insight into the local culture. It is a place of peace, community, and celebration all at the same time. The energy is infectious, and you leave feeling a sense of joy and wonder. If you plan to visit this beautiful temple, there are a few simple things to keep in mind. It is important to dress modestly as a sign of respect. This means wearing clothes that cover your shoulders and knees. You will be asked to leave your shoes at a counter outside before you enter, as it is customary to walk barefoot inside a temple. This simple act helps to keep the sacred space clean, and also makes you feel more connected to the ground you walk on. Following these simple rules will make your visit smooth and respectful. Photography is allowed in the outer courtyards, so you can capture the beauty of the Gopuram and the temple tank. However, taking pictures is usually not allowed inside the main shrines where the deities are kept. It is always best to look for signs or ask a temple official if you are unsure. The best time to visit is early in the morning or in the evening. The weather is cooler then, and you can witness the special prayer ceremonies that take place at these times. The temple is less crowded on weekdays, which gives you more time to explore peacefully. My visit to the Kapalishwarar temple was a truly enriching experience. It was more than just seeing a famous monument, it was about feeling the pulse of a tradition that has been alive for centuries. The temple is a place where art, history, and faith come together in a beautiful way. I left with a feeling of deep peace and a greater appreciation for the simple, profound faith that holds communities together. It is a place that teaches you to be humble, to appreciate beauty, and to find quiet joy in the middle of a bustling city. I would recommend a visit to this temple to everyone who comes to Chennai. You do not need to be a religious person to appreciate its magic. Go there to see the stunning architecture, to learn about its fascinating history, and to experience the vibrant culture of South India. It is a place that will touch your heart and stay in your memory for a long time. The Kapalishwarar temple is not just a building of stone, it is a treasure of stories and a sanctuary for the soul, waiting to be discovered by all.